Level 1, $5,000. You exist, the bank doesn't notice. $5,000. You have $5,000 in your account. It's not nothing. You built it with real work. But for the bank, $5,000 is background noise. They charge you $15 a month to keep your money there. Not because it costs $15 to maintain your account, because you don't have enough to be exempt from it. The minimum to waive the fee is $25,000. You have $5,000. So you pay $180 a year for the privilege of keeping your own money in their bank. You apply for a credit card. They offer you one with a $1,000 limit and 22% interest. The same bank has products with 0% interest for the first 18 months. They didn't offer them to you. You walk into the branch to ask about investment options. The advisor shows you 3 funds with an average return of 3%. Those are the basic tier products, the only ones that correspond to your level. At $5,000, the bank doesn't ignore you. It just processes you. You're not a customer to them. You're a deposit with legs. Level 2, $25,000. You become predictable. $25,000. It took you years to get here. The monthly fee disappears. Not because the bank changed, because you crossed their minimum threshold. The first real card offers start arriving. The same bank that offered you $1,000 at 22% now offers you $8,000 at 14%. You didn't change. The number did. You apply for a car loan. Approved in 24 hours, the rate is 9%. At the previous level, they would have charged you 15%. You walk into the branch and the teller greets you by name. Not because she remembers you, because the system alerted her. You feel seen. For the first time in the bank, you feel seen. But what the bank really saw wasn't you. It saw a stable deposit, predictable behavior, a customer who no longer costs more than he generates. At $25,000, you started to exist for the system. But existing isn't the same as mattering. Level 3, $100,000. They call you first. $100,000. Something changes before you do anything. The bank calls you, not to sell you something, to introduce themselves. They assign you a personal relationship manager, a real person with a name. The same line where you used to wait at $5,000. It's no longer your line. They offer you a preferential mortgage rate without you asking for it. The rate you had at $25,000 was 7.8%. The difference on a $400,000 mortgage over 20 years is $87,000. $87,000 the bank would have kept if you hadn't reached $100,000. A fee appears on your statement, $45. You send your manager an email. Reversed in 2 hours, no form, no call, no hold. The same fee that nobody reversed at $5,000. The bank didn't change its policy. It changed your tier. They invite you to a private bank event. Private dinner, 8 people, view of the city. Nobody mentions money all night. Money is the table, not the conversation. Level 4, $500,000. You get a name, not a number. $500,000. The bank stops being a place you visit. It becomes a service that comes to you. It brings printed reports in a leather folder. It asks about your goals, your tax structure, your estate plan. Nobody had ever asked you that at the bank before. The conversation lasts 90 minutes. At the end, he doesn't sell you anything. The sale had already happened. It just didn't feel like it. You call about a transfer that got blocked. They answer on the second ring. The problem is resolved in the same call. The same call would have taken 3 hours at $5,000. You get a call from another bank. They offer to match your rates and beat them by a point. You mention this to your manager. In less than an hour, you have a counteroffer. The bank that ignored you for years is now competing to keep you. At $500,000, you're not a preferred client. You're an asset they protect. Level 5, $1 million. Wealth management enters the room. $1 million. The manager you knew no longer handles your account. You're transferred to wealth management. It's not a department, it's another bank inside the bank. They assign you a team, not a person, a team, a wealth advisor, a tax specialist, a wealth planner. The same products that offered you 3% returns no longer exist in your menu. They never showed them to you because you weren't the right client for them. Now you are. Your tax structure changes. You don't pay less because you're doing something illegal. You pay less because you now have access to structures that didn't exist for you before. You get access to a private investment that doesn't appear on any public platform. The minimum entry is $250,000. The room where it was negotiated doesn't even have a logo on the door. You attend a private bank dinner. This time, you're not the newest person in the room. You recognize someone, a businessman you saw in the news 2 years ago. At $1 million, the bank doesn't just manage your money, it manages your position. Level 6, $5 million. Private banking, different rules. $5 million. Private banking calls you. It's not the same wealth management team. It's another floor, no sign, no logo on the door. Your private banker manages fewer than 20 accounts. Yours is one of them. He knows your children's names. He knows about the foundation you're thinking of starting because you mentioned it at a dinner 7 months ago. The rate on your mortgage isn't published anywhere. It's negotiated in a phone call between your private banker and the head of credit. The investment minimum on certain private instruments is waived for you. Not because you're special, because the relationship justifies it. You walk into a branch you've never visited in another city. They know your name before you open your mouth. You receive an invitation to a private co-investment with 3 other bank clients. The bank didn't follow the rules with you at $5 million. It negotiated them. At $5 million, the bank doesn't work for you. The bank organizes itself around not losing you. Level 7, $10 million. The bank works for you, not the other way around. $10 million. You no longer have a private banker. You have a relationship. And the difference between those two words is the difference between this level and every level below it. Your account is a line in someone's performance report. Losing your account would affect careers inside the bank. Deals reach you before they're public. Investments the general market will see in 60 days, you have today. The terms of your investments aren't in any catalog. They're written for you in real time. You don't apply for things at $10 million. Things apply for you. The chief investment officer asks for your opinion on emerging markets. The head of private banking travels to ask you what you expect from the bank next year. You are shaping the institution that once charged you $15 a month for having $5,000. The bank doesn't have a customer at $10 million. The bank has a partner, and the partner has a name.